What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another WNBA video. We only got one game on the slate for Saturday, August 2nd, so we're going to break down and analyze that one game. We're going to talk about which way that I'm leaning as far as the points on the spread, and then when it's all said and done, make sure you check down there into the pinned comment. You find a link down there that's going to send you over to the Guy Boston Sports website. That's where you're going to find all of my final plays for these games listed for free. Before we dive into this game, let's jump right over there to the website and recap our plays from last night, see what we took then and how that ended up going down. We did end up having ourselves a pretty good Friday night, man. We took the Mercury and the Dream, a total over 163.5, and we do cash on that one. We did take Alyssa Thomas over 16.5 rebounds and assists. Pretty sure she landed at around 13, so we don't hit on that one. Tina Charles over 5.5 rebounds. Pretty sure she landed at 4, so that was another one we don't cash on. And then Sophie Cunningham over 1.5 3-pointers made. This one didn't stand a chance. She only attempted one three-pointer throughout the entire game, and she didn't even hit that one. So another X on the board, but that was it for the day. Smooth sailing from there, guys. Gabby Williams over 16.5 points plus assists. That was a cash. Nneka Ogwumike over 16.5 points. That was an easy cash. She clears 30. The Valkyries and the Sky total under 160.5. That hits as well. And then the Sparks plus 6.5. They win that game outright. So we finish 5-3 on the day. We do go up over a unit. And day by day, man, we're chipping away at that deficit that we put ourselves in, mid-June to mid-July, man. That was a rough stretch, right? We saw ourselves down over 5 units at one point. That's the worst that I've ever done in my time betting in the WNBA. So wasn't a good time at all. But, hey, starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, starting to have more winning nights than losing nights here consistently again. So let's keep that energy going, man. Let's keep that momentum riding right into the playoffs, man, right? Like I said, like I've been saying, we still have a whole nother month left of this regular season to where we can get back in the green and then start stacking up on those units, right? 140 and 139 on the year. And then unit wise, we're down 1.81 units. But like I said, man, that is just a huge improvement from that over 5 units we were down. I'm not even sure where it got. It was like 5.75, something like that. So we'll take that, man. We obviously, like I said, we want to get back into positives, but we're working our way towards that, right? We're working our way towards that. So only one game on the board today, so I don't think we're going to get there today, but we can keep chipping away, guys. We can keep chipping away. So let's go ahead and jump into that game. It's a 3 p.m. tip-off time. Only game on the board, man. Come on, WNBA. You got 5 games on a Friday night, which is dope. Don't get me wrong, but then only one game on a Saturday. I guess it's all good, man. I'm gonna be out with family all day anyway, so I guess it's all good, right? But hey, let's go ahead and dive into this game, man. We got the Minnesota Lynx traveling to Las Vegas to take on the Aces. They opened up 5.5-point favorites. The Lynx did. That's down to 4.5. That total sitting at 164.5 now. Well, the Aces are going to have a one-day rest advantage here, but this will be their first game back home after a 4-game road trip. They've had 3 home games so far this season now when coming back after a road trip, and they've won 2 of those 3 outright, but they failed to cover in each of those, although they were made favorites in all 3 of those prior games. They're the dogs here in this one. Vegas has won and covered in 2 straight now. They come into this one 14-13 on the year, 11-16 to the number, 4-7 when playing at home. Lynx, they've won 5 of their last 6 now. They come in off of a 7-point win over that Liberty team that knocked them off for the championship last year. So a big emotional get back win, right, for the Lynx, right? Kind of a revenge spot. Not kind of a big revenge spot for the Lynx. So there is always the potential for a letdown here in this game. But man, Minnesota has just been playing such good basketball, and looking at each of these two over their last 5 games shows just that. The Lynx are putting up 93 points per game at just under 50% shooting from the field, 40% from deep. That is tops in the W. They're pulling in the second most offensive rebounds and the most total rebounds per game. They're also leading the league in assists while giving up the second fewest turnovers. And none of this is new, right? This is what they have done all season long. Minnesota, they come into this one at a league best 23-6, 16-12-1 against the spread. And then head to head, they have completely owned this Aces team, man, over the last couple seasons. They have covered and won outright in 5 straight, 3 of those as dogs. The Lynx have beat the Aces by an average margin of victory of 17 points per game over those 5, including a 14-point win this season in mid-June and then a 31-point beatdown of these Aces literally just last Friday. So I could see the revenge piece here and being concerned with laying the points with the Lynx, but let's look at the Aces in their last 5. Let's see how they match up against this Minnesota attack. They're holding opponents to just the second most threes per game and also at the second lowest shooting percentage. But then on the glass, they're struggling, man. They're giving up the most offensive and total rebounds per game. That's going to be a problem here, man. The Lynx are hitting the second most second chance points, and the Aces are also giving up the most. Vegas is sitting at third for points scored off of turnovers, but we mentioned already the efficiency Minnesota has played with, not only as of late, but this season as a whole, and they're giving up the second fewest points off of turnovers. Minnesota is hitting the fourth most field goals from inside the restricted area and at the highest shooting percentage as well, just over 70%. Vegas is hitting the fewest and at just 58% shooting. They're hitting the most shots from the outside the restricted area and at the fourth highest percentage, but the Lynx are hitting here at the second highest percentage. The Aces are hitting the most shots from the mid-range. They're hitting those at a 54% rate, second in the W, and the Lynx are hitting the fourth most shots from there, but they're shooting at just under 38% from the mid-range. The Lynx are hitting the above the break three at the highest shooting percentage, but like mentioned earlier, man, Vegas is doing well defending against the three. They're giving up the fifth fewest above the break threes. They aren't getting much from outside themselves, and that's where I'm concerned for Vegas here. They're ninth for three-pointers made and shooting at just 31% from deep, third from last in the W, and the Lynx are giving up the third fewest three-pointers made per game as well. All in all, man, the Aces have definitely looked better recently, but they're still at least a step, if not a couple steps below this Lynx team. In the last 5 games, the Aces are sitting at fifth for offensive and defensive rating. The Lynx are second defensively, first for offensive rating, but Vegas brings in a net rating of plus 3.4 into this one over that time. That's good for fourth in the W. The Lynx, though, they sit at first in the W by a long shot, man, sitting at plus 17.9. I like the Lynx, man, to continue their recent dominance over the Aces in this one. I laid the 5.5 with them earlier, kind of regretting it a little bit now, man. I thought that line would probably move in Minnesota's favor. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, right? Like I said, it opened up at 5.5. That's what I laid with them. I got it at minus 110 on FanDuel. I see that 4.5 for Minnesota now is minus 120 at FanDuel, so I guess I can hang my hat on that. I got the better odds, but yeah, got another point that we gotta we gotta get to. So we'll see, man. I like it still at 5.5. Like I said, I thought it would move in the other direction, so I'm not really like sweating this one here. I think that this is a Minnesota side here. And then looking at the total, this does feel like one that the defenses could play a bigger factor in with how each unit has been playing. The Aces and Lynx are middle of the pack in terms of pace over their last 5. Vegas is holding teams to 83 points per game. That's sixth in the W. Minnesota just 79 points per game. That is fourth overall. 3 of the Aces' last 5 and 6 of their last 10 have hit under, but the Lynx have been crushing overs lately, man. 7 of their last 8 games. I do think Vegas plays better D this time around. I think they can slow the pace down some in this game, enough to hit an under. But I do like the side more than the total in this one. That's the way that I'm going to play this game here, man. Minnesota always has that potential to just come out and drop 100 on you. You know what I mean? And then an under is it's out of the question. So don't think that I would play the total here. I would lean under, but I don't think I would play it here, man. I like the Lynx. And guys, just full disclosure, man, had a crazy long week at work, just physically demanding. I got home last night and I was wore out. I did my research earlier in the day. They didn't have player props out yet. I pulled it up and I was scrolling through trying to look at them, and I was sitting there dozing off as I tried to find them, right? So I didn't end up finding any today. But as I have some time today, I'm going to be doing a little bit of driving here and there, going in between places with the family, right? So as I'm doing that before this game tips off, I'm definitely going to look into them some more. So if I find anything that I like, I will throw that up on the website. But as of now, man, just laying the points with the Lynx. We might just keep it simple and just roll with that for the day, man. Just one game on the board. So like I've said, man, no need to force anything, right? We're trying to stack up on some units and get back on the right side of things, and so far, so good. So let's keep that good energy going, man. Like I said, no need to force anything, right? So that is going to wrap us up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Hope you found the content helpful and useful. And if you did, please don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and hit subscribe if you have not already. That's going to do it, man. Hope you guys all cash out today. Hope you guys all have a great Saturday. And I'll see you back tomorrow for the next one.